Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party for In Search of Tomorrow for the classic, I'm going to call it a classic, Superman 3. This is one of my favourites, possibly an underrated gem in my opinion. I'll say hello to everyone just in a second, but welcome first to Dom. Dom.
Hello, I would agree with you, Andrew. It is an underrated gem. It does not deserve the flack it gets. Superman 4 deserves the flack it gets, but Superman 3 doesn't. It's entertaining.
Exactly. It's a bit lighter, but it's got some great stuff. So I can see some of our friends joining us. First, let's go through our YouTube friends. We've got Paul Rogers, Hell If I Know, Blaine Hodge, and Immortal Rimus joining us. And then over on our Discord, we have, let's go through some of the people. So hopefully I won't miss you all out. We've got Chaos Fear. We've got Sharon. We've got Lizard Man. We have got Jedi Wizard. We've got Mr. Furzel. We've got Calbot. We've got Phonic. We've got Brainwire, we've got Onzi, we've got Sparky John, we've got Eric and Leanne and Doug P and Mad Matt and everyone's ready. So today's sync point will be, as there's been several releases of this film with the different Warner intros, we're going to go to just as we see Richard Pryor / Gus Gorman appear in the, I don't know, what's the American term for it? British, we'd call it a job centre. Was it unemployment office in America? I don't know. American translation, please, from one of our friends. But we'd call it a job centre in the UK. So, Dom, obviously this film is older than, you're younger than this film. Is this...
I'm younger than most of the films.
You are. Oh, thank you, Mr. Fuzzle. It's an employment office. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and James Helly is joining us over on YouTube. I'm assuming your introduction to this was much like mine, that it was one of those films that was on TV around Christmas in the UK, you saw?
Yeah, it was just on TV. So I remember having the VHS tape of, I think it was a double build box set thingy that I had, Superman 1 and 2, because I remember watching those two a lot. And it wasn't the director's cut. It was the one with the weird pulling off of the Superman sign and wrapping someone in cellophane. But I remember seeing this on TV, and I remember enjoying this so much as a kid.
Yes.
It does appease the more child audience a lot.
I would say the tone of it is more, it is a bit more lighthearted. It's a little more child friendly.
Apart from one scene. That gave me nightmares.
Yeah. Oh, Immortal Rimus, I first saw this Superman flick on TV too. I think a lot of us did. I think most of definitely a lot of the Brits. This was a staple that was shown at Christmas or Easter in the UK. So everybody, let's get into this on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. We're into a cold open. Oh, it's the Department of Health and Human Services. Oh, that's a name if ever I heard one.
This is so much more civilized than job centres in the UK.
Yes.
No one's throwing huge paddy attacks.
35 weeks. That's some hair on the woman behind the counter. That's big 80s hair.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. I should try that next time. My TV was stolen by a pickpocket.
I remember at the time, do you remember those 80s TVs you could get, the Casio ones? I think we all wanted one. They were dreadful. They ate batteries. Ones. Yeah, the pocket TVs. Yeah. They were about that big.
Chronic unemployment. All the junk food in the background of this place as well.
Well, it is the 80s, though. To be fair, it's 1983, so it's the era where junk food was rife. That's right. Sharon remember. Yeah, Sharon remembers them. Those TVs. They were about 3 feet long, though. They were really long, and really heavy and thick. And it was like, hey, I can put a TV in my pocket, and it was about the size of this tub of gobstoppers. They were about this size. Oh, and everyone's smoking inside everywhere as well.
Yeah. The original VHS cover. Yeah, there you go. Look at how cute and colourful it is.
Oh, I do think they could have done better with the phone number there, because it says on the phone number for the office, instead of using the classic 555, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the phone number for the office. It's a bit too
lazy.
Yeah. Now, this is something that's quite interesting here. We're seeing the first view of Metropolis in this film. And it was actually filmed in Canada, this one. It was filmed in Calgary, which is why it looks a little bit kind of flatter than being sort of New York standing in for Metropolis. It's quite strange. Open. It's kind of weird comedic open. It has.
It sets up the tone. Even the fact that people are like, oh no, I thought people were getting into the phone booths when they're upside down then. But yeah, it sets the tone up really early on that it's going to be a comedy film. And if you were to go straight from Superman 2, especially the director's cut, to then this, it would be such a tonal whiplash.
Mr. Furzel's got a good point, though. Most American films are made in Canada these days. A lot of the superhero stuff is all shot in Canada now. How unhelpful are the other people on the street here? There are blind man's pushing a street painter around into traffic.
I don't understand putting the penguin back down and just letting it go off and cause turmoil. Also, these credits.
I'm just going to complain my microphone. Spare me 2 seconds. I'm just going to do something here, see if it improves the quality.
Good God. Yeah, the credit sequence is odd. I want to like the effect.
There we go. How does that sound, Dom?
Much better.
Oh, good. Okay. There we go. Click my little microphone on. Now, there's a deleted scene here where we see a child on a seesaw. Someone drops a bag of money onto the seesaw and the child flips into a tree, but it's been removed from this cut.
General chaos and shenanigans.
Yeah, I find some of it a little strange. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of being unable to open the car doors when the car is filled with water on the inside. If it was on the outside, I could understand not being able to open the doors, but the doors want to push outwards. And I don't think I ever saw, not on the front doors, but I don't know if anyone ever saw the episode of Top Gear where they filled a car with water in a similar way, or the doors fell off. So, now the little boy here is actually the same one who played naked Superman in the first film.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, time to take off the old specs.
That's right. So thank you as he reveals his identity. I'll go with that, though. Immortal Remiss. Clark Kent looks like a man transported from 1938 to 1983. I don't think in any of the Superman films, though, you can fault Christopher Reeve.
No, yeah, he's Superman. He always will be Superman to me.
Immortal Remiss also says that to remember watching this, expecting the classic John Williams theme opening, was surprised by this one. And Blaine Hodge says, I live in Vancouver and half the economy here is superhero filming.
Yeah.
There seems to... Oh, I hate mime artists.
Does anyone like them?
I think it's demonstrated as people liking the mime taking serious body injury as he's falling over and hurting, so they're applauding.
Why are they transporting like delicate artwork?
It was, unfortunately, this intro is very much like, I mean, this scene is brilliant. That's a brilliant bit of timing. Oh, it is slapstick, but it is like, let's have every kind of cliche that could happen on the street, and tick it off this. Right. So what's the thing? We could have a man carrying a tray of pies, a blind man walking through, a big portrait walking back and forth. So let's try and look at this data code here. So
wait, is he Clark Kent again? Do I need to go back to my?
No, he's not in it now. So if C equals then 480. Yes, you can. Yes, it can, because it's just a larger program. It just runs two functions. You just capture two functions in your program as opposed to two. Let's have a look at his code. His code is doing very little more than writing a bunch of statements on the screen. Now, I think this is actually stock footage of the Daily Planet from the first two Superman films. As you look, it looks quite different. It's even got like a different kind of haze to it with the cinematography.
Yeah, different color hue.
Mm.
George Reeves is a damn fine Superman as well.
Yes. Christopher Reeve, George Reeves.
Yes.
Get it right, everybody.
I often mistake it. I often call him Christopher Reeves.
Yes, Sharon is exactly right. You can't accidentally find yourself as a computer programmer. So we've got James Hellier saying, for me, the film is proof of just how much of what worked in the first two films was due to Richard Donner and Tom Mankiewicz. James saying it lacks sincerity. Blaine Hodge says, now that you pointed out that they filmed in Calgary, a medium-sized Canadian city, I cannot unsee it.
Yeah. It's like having the veil lifted and then you can't unsee, you can't put the veil back on.
Oh, I remember these things in the 80s in newspapers where they would have newspaper bingo. I think you're probably quite right there, Matt. That program was supposed to print the movie program, and they forgot to type run, or it was the one they used to put the coordinates up on screen, and they just listed that code.
I've never learned how to tie a bow tie, like...
I can't tie a bow tie. I can tie a tie, but not a bow tie.
I can tie a tie, not a bow tie.
Yeah, yeah.
There's such good clip-ons these days. I don't need to.
I got married. I wore a bow tie when I got married, and I didn't have a clip-on, but I had the one that has that's pre-tied with a little strap that goes all the way around and hooks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Metropolis sophisticate.
Everyone looking at him as if to say, you're still pretty backwards, Kent.
Yeah, you're still a bumpkin, dude.
Yeah.
Still fits.
Now, as we get into the Smallville stuff in this film, something confuses me about this versus Superman 4. In Superman 4, it's shown his mother has died and he has to go back and deal with the sale of the farm or the disposal of the farm that he's inherited. But I'm assuming in this, is his mother dead or alive? Because it's not, I don't think he says anything that his mother's actually died, but equally, we never see him return to see his mother.
I don't know. I have... it's probably headcanon just because of the amount of Superman content that's been out since this, but I always imagine his mum being alive.
Yeah, possibly. I just think you just would think he's this small town, but then I guess as we know Superman would be flying back every week to see his mum. I mean, to be fair, in the recent series
no excuse.
No, I'll be fair, the recent series of Lois and Superman, the pilot episode where his mother dies, spoilers, is brilliantly shot, where he gets the phone call from the doctor and you see him just dart out the Daily Planet building and fly so quick home. And it's just really well done.
So Lana mentions Mark
Yes. That is I think I said this a while ago. This, I believe, is a real, what would have been referred to as a computer room back in the 80s, because it's too realistic to look like a set. And I've worked in, I mean, I would be too young to have worked in them when they were active like this, but I have worked in rooms that evolved from those sort of situations, and that is identical to how they looked and how they are. So I can only think, I think it's probably a real data center, real computer room that belonged to some company at the time, rather than building one, because everything looks accurate. It's just there's no giant walls of blinking lights.
Yeah, it's not like sci-fi-y, it is just a dull computer room. But this cafeteria looks like a bathroom. It looks heinous. I've
been in places like that.
It's so dark. Why do you want it to be so dark? Oh, I guess you can't see the food.
Onzi says, is the new show Superman and Lois any good, worth it? Yes, I think it's excellent. And my friend Oliver Harper, who I'm sure you're all aware of, is Mr. Superman. He thinks it's brilliant as well. Now, this that Gus is doing here is based on a real hack that happened and has happened since. It's referred to as salami slicing. However,
tell us in detail how it's done, Andrew.
Well, yeah, explain it. But what I would say is, from a computer security point of view, you don't get into systems by just writing on the logon screen, override all security. It doesn't let you in that much.
Do we have another left-handed person to add to the crew? Noticing some doodads with a left-hander, so I've got to keep my eye out for fellow caggy hands.
Sharon enjoys it. My wife says that the current Superman, my wife also enjoys it, Sharon. She says that the current Superman's very easy on the eye. So here we go. Now we're seeing a mysterious chemical plant where they manufacture chemicals for chemical things.
I like how they're only just noticing when there's a line of cars like pulling people over.
He does indeed. Immortal Rumus is the first one to get in there. The sergeant from Aliens plays the head fireman here, the fire chief. He does indeed, Immortal Rumus. Wow, well done, Mad Matt. He earns 85,000 from collecting half pennies from all the other employees. The company therefore employs 17 million people. But then again, Mad Matt, that's probably right, because Websco, as we see, is a giant global conglomerate. So, Blaine, our friendly Canadian over on YouTube, says the police are Canadian RCMP.
I liked that shot of him just going into the back of the police car, seeing the flames on the reflection, and then he walks out superimposed as Superman. It's
really nicely done. It's really nice. I think they just cut the frame in half.
Yeah. They could have done it cheaper by having a stunt double go in and then
No, it's
Chris
nice
pops
that
out,
they've... I don't get, though, why Superman is kind of wincing at either the heat or the smoke or something, or straining his eyes to see.
Now, this is nitpicking.
That is a bit. We'll go for that. But now this is something that's quite interesting. If you see the film Superman Returns, there is a train set that features in the mansion at the beginning, and there's bits of other Superman films depicted in that train set, including the chemical fire. You see the you see Lois's car from the first film, and you see the sort of the funnel, or the funnel chimney we'd call it.
Yeah, they all slide down. I haven't seen Superman Returns in forever. I think I saw it when it came out, and that was it. It probably deserves another rewatch, because I think that doesn't deserve some of the flack that it gets.
Lizardman says he made a happy fun slide.
Yes.
Kirsty is going, wee! Everyone's having fun. Oh, Jimmy, you are the worst photojournalist ever.
Yeah. I know. I'll get to the top of this.
What is he trying to take a picture of? Just the roof that's on fire?
Yeah. I mean, it's hot news.
Yeah. Anthony Greco, if I'm saying it wrong, on YouTube saying Superman Returns is a solid, underrated film. I would agree. Blaine Hodges says a pwn. Sharon, 100% agree with you there. Superman Returns was great, except the casting of Lois. Lois was terrible, but otherwise brilliant. Oh
wow, the Superman Returns train set. Sparky John's just posted.
Yeah, as it goes through the film, you'll see there's so much detail in various bits of it that you'll see. There's little bits from the other Superman films in it.
The crew that made that for a shot that people don't really pay attention to. The fire, it's really coming out well on camera.
It's just when you landed on that pile of sand, Jimmy.
His coccyx would probably sting a bit.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yes, we keep our acid in a room without a fire suppression system.
Not even sprinklers.
Yes. Yeah. Superman's annoyed and he goes, oh, does that hurt? How about wiggle the broken bone? Does that? Yeah.
That'll teach you, you little shit.
It does have some nice in-camera flying in this, but
yeah, I was going to say.
But what I'm really looking forward to is later this year, we are, and I'll say now, as part of our In Search of Legends films, we are going to be watching Supergirl.
Oh, thank God. I was scared for a second there.
We will be watching Supergirl later this year, and it has some of the, probably of all of the movies, some of the most impressive in-camera flying effects.
Yeah, they truly had mastered it by that point.
Oh, definitely.
There was a film that came out that somehow managed to go back on all of the improvements they made.
Now, this lake, strangely enough, and the reason I'm saying that is, this lake we're going to is the same lake that's used in a lot of the super films. This is the lake that Supergirl flies in, and it's also the lake that General Zod and walks in. I think it's lake. It's one of the lakes not far from the studios.
Doug P says, "BRB going to take a lake.
Going to get a lake."
Am I correct in thinking this is also a scene? Well, not a scene, but a location in Supergirl. It looks very.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's the same lake they used in Supergirl, and it's the same lake they used in Superman 2.
Mm.
It was just they need a big lake near the studio to use for filming, I guess. Well,
the danger meter is almost off the charts.
The heat from that, though, would have to be tremendous. Otherwise, everyone's going to get showered in shards of ice, huge chunks of ice.
Why didn't he just use his laser vision? God, we're
yeah, good point, Anthony.
For me.
Why didn't he just blow out the fire with his breath?
He used all his breath on the penguin earlier.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You can only use it once a day.
Yes, he uses it later for a bowling ball, doesn't he?
Important stuff. He's got to save it for the important stuff. Welcome back, class of 1965. It's implying that everyone definitely left.
Yep. I got invited to my school reunion a little while ago, and I didn't go because I don't like most of the people I went to school with. There were people I was forced to associate with, and now I'm an adult. I don't wish to.
I can't wait for my school reunion because everyone at my school made fun of me for for my opinions on movies, and they said, "Come back when you've made a movie of your own."
Yeah, now you can.
So I am looking forward to that reunion. Get some signed copies of
Yep.
In Search of Darkness. Oh god, some of these guys look rough.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, barely aged.
Uncle Rico. Oh god.
Oh snap! My bad. I'm already forgetting my own rules.
Oh yeah, you got to keep putting your glasses on every time.
Yeah.
And of course, first time we're being introduced to Lana Annette O'Toole, who played Clark's mother in Smallville for many years, far beyond the life of the show, how long the show should have lasted. But yes.
Yes. As a kid, I had such a huge crush on her, and I was like, Superman. Lana Lang is so much healthier for you.
So we can possibly work out from this then that Clark graduated high school. Well, in 1956, obviously it's class of 56, that's when he left. So that would be approximately then when we saw him leaving in the first film, when he said to his mother he has to go north after he'd left school. And he was in the Fortress of Solitude for 10 years. So yeah, it would have been about 65 the Fortress of Solitude was created. Yes, she is Immortal Miss. When she actually auditioned for Annette O'Toole, when she auditioned for Smallville, they didn't even know she'd played Lana originally.
Gotta love it when people who are making a property don't look at the previous iterations of that property on film.
Yeah. That is some nasty, ill-refrigerated potato salad there at Lizard Man. Oh, big bowl of sweaty potato salad, not even sat on a bed of ice. And there's some salad.
Oh.
The buffet looks pretty. The buffet does look pretty terrible.
It does. But a small town school reunion. Just get pizza.
Yeah. Again, Christopher Reeve just stealing the bits he's in, though.
He does, yeah. Because he's not just great as Superman, he pulls off Clark Kent.
Yeah, perfect.
And he's believable. Even though he's, huge and jacked, he pulls off like a nerdy, awkward
but he hunches his shoulders, doesn't he, and alters his posture, which is, if you get a chance after everyone's seen this watch party, there's an incredible clip, an incredible moment in the first Superman movie where he basically hears this and he goes like that, makes himself and changes his voice. It's just incredible.
He becomes Superman from Clark Kent, and it's so perfect because it requires no special effects or anything.
Exactly.
Oh God, Superboy! Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Wasn't that filmed 90% in like Canada. Warehouses and stuff as well? Oh yeah, in Canada, of course.
And Canada.
Come on, we'd have all done the same thing. The man's a saint. A saint.
That's right, Anthony. Gerard Christopher did play Superboy for some of the show, and it was someone else as well for parts of it. Cheesy but fun show. Immortal says it's a shame they couldn't get Margot Kidder in this as Lois Lane, because the love triangle story would have made Lois realise she loves Clark Kent in this one. It's very weird because after Superman 2 and the relationship stuff, it really just is like, over. Yeah. So sorry, just say product placement we always keep in films. Pepsi, definitely with this
Pepsi.
film.
I can almost smell the school gym.
That's right. John Newton played him in the first season. Yep. People don't want to just eat plates of potato salad, Lana. That's what the problem is. There's nothing else on. There's not even served apart from the bowl for the salad. You provided salad, as in lettuce, we saw, and potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
I did, yeah.
No one had any of it. Why?
Yeah,
how
Sharon,
are these
unrefrigerated potato salad, no less. I mean, everyone at the party's going, "Are you going to eat the food?" No, I don't. It's just potato salad. I don't want it. Okay, we'll get a burger afterwards. Yeah, okay.
Get the pizza after.
Yeah, get something else afterwards. Just
what are these bowls of condiments? Jello? What happens to the potato salad when it's left alone for too long? Or
is it the stuff?
Just can't get enough of the stuff.
That's right, Doug, though. This is still small town reunions. You come back and meet people that never left. And that's the reason I didn't go to my reunion, because I don't want to sound arrogant, but I realize how small a lot of the people are. I don't want to associate with them.
I want to go back and flex. Like I said, I just want to go back and say, ha ha.
Sharon, they came to party for the liquor, or the bottle's not empty? No way.
How to make an evil person seem evil just by their office alone. Make everything marble, grayscale, and black and white.
I like Robert Vaughn in this, though. He delivers just exposition.
He does.
He just delivers his lines with just ease all the time, like this.
Yeah, and it's this smooth, maniacal tone as well, that everything just makes you want to go, ugh.
Seeing the actress Pamela Stephenson there playing Lorelei Ambrosia, who is actually now, she's retired from acting and comedy, and she's a psychiatrist or psychologist, I believe. She's Billy Connolly's wife. And Annie Ross there. We've heard Annie Ross on our other watch parties as she dubbed the voice of Ursa in Superman and Superman 2, for the most part. Yep.
Almost on cue.
Yeah. Doesn't even bother putting it in a parking space.
I know.
It's like the office has got valet parking. Now, this is something that's quite interesting. In the UK, we have a cereal called Shreddies, which, of course, Dom knows of. They're like Shreddies. But they are like cardboard, kind of. They're like wheaty cardboard squares.
Well, Frosted Shreddies had like sugar on top, so they were tasty cardboard.
Yeah.
But there is a US variant, Shredded Wheats. It's pretty much the same thing, just slightly thicker.
Oh, but not like our shredded wheat.
No, our shredded wheat is just...
Our shredded wheat's like a pillow of wheat, isn't it? It's giant. Yeah. So anyway, the reason I say that is there was a... Shreddies had a promotion with for Superman 3, and they had certain scenes depicted where you could get stickers for the film. This was actually one of the scenes where you could get stickers to reenact this scene on the back of the box.
Of the kid gutterballing.
Yeah, of the kid gutterballing and Clark
assisting. You're holding the bowling ball wrong.
The fact as well that makes me laugh is that Kent is actually towering over him and is built significantly bigger.
He trick shots his breath. Oh,
I mean,
God,
obviously, this is deliberate. I mean, this is not even subtle in a way. Like, he's done that on purpose, right? You've just revealed yourself to everybody that you're Superman.
Was that a smoking tray, or was it like chalk?
I think it's chalk for the bowling. You put chalk on your hands for the bowling ball so you can grip it.
That's what I thought, yeah. So for years, I wanted... Yeah, Superman did cheat, the cheater. But for years, I wanted to have a bar that was also a bowling alley. And when I grew up, I realized those things don't exist, and it's never going to happen, and my dreams will never come true until my wife took me to a place in Las Vegas called The Nerd, which is a bar with an arcade and a bowling alley and a cinema. It's probably the greatest place on earth. Anyone who goes to Vegas.
I've got a bit of a thing about bowling alleys at the moment. I mentioned it on a previous watch party. When my grandmother passed on, my idiot uncle arranged her wake in the burger bar of the bowling alley next door.
I'm sorry. Why? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. In fact, I will even post the photo to our Discord. This is one of the exclusives you get in our Discord. I will find the photo of myself there with the claw grabber machine behind me at the wake.
That's something out of a sitcom. That's so tragic yet odd.
Let's have a look. Let me see if I can find the photo.
Also, why would you have a water fountain in the middle of your carpeted office? That's a disaster waiting to happen. I need to... Oh, yep.
There's the photo. No, Sharon, the reason was my uncle knew the manager of the bowling alley, and it was next door to the crematorium.
Oh, God!
I didn't know, Eric. I didn't even get to do any bowling because I had to catch a plane shortly after because I had to go back to the end of the country for work.
So this wasn't in Wales?
No, this was in Lincoln, where I was, where my family grew up. So, going back to the film though. I would love an evil rotating bar.
Yes, me too. Some product placement of ye olde Red Label that I'm seeing.
I do love the fact he's got the most excessive 80s office in that he's even got a rotating fountain in the office. Let me just fix this out. There we go. Okay. See if that helps matters. There we go.
The dude.
And my camera's playing up as well. We're in a night of Gremlins, aren't we? With the computer movement. Let me just sort my camera out. There we go. Right. So we're going through the community here, looking at YouTube. We've got some great comments here from Anthony. The silver metal on the walls is a foreshadowing when the sister becomes save that for later spoilers. Northrum is saying, I hear Brainiac was going to be the main villain in this film, which is true. Who would you all have cast as the Collector of Worlds? For me, considering the time, maybe Leonard Nimoy, Christopher Lloyd, or Peter Weller. Oh, that's a good question. Let's ask that question to our communities joining us on YouTube and Discord. Who would you have cast as Brainiac in this film?
Given the tone of the film, current film, Christopher Lloyd would have been my choice. But if I was to remove a lot of the elements and have Brainiac be a fearsome, like frightening, maybe Jeff Goldblum.
Lance Henriksen.
Ooh. Oh, the character of Mister. See, I'd be
Mr.
screwed if he ever.
Mixer
Yep,
Mr.
I'd be screwed if he ever
Mixer.
came to me because I can't pronounce his bloody name.
We've got to pronounce his name. You've got to get him to pronounce
Backwards,
his name
right?
backwards, yeah, to get rid of him.
Ouch. So, has anyone actually ever won one of these dodgy contests that they put out, like in magazines or in the newspaper?
Yes, strange enough, my grandmother, the one who passed away,
One to have her wake at a bowling alley.
No, she didn't. No, yeah, the one who had a wake at a bowling alley. She won an all expenses paid trip to the Caribbean for her and my grandfather from I think we'd call maybe a women's magazine, like Woman's Own, like a weekly magazine of sort of female-centric stories and competitions. Yeah, she won an all expenses paid trip to the Caribbean.
Nice. Oh, that watch. That little calculator watch.
Yeah. And a friend I went to school with won a Super Nintendo bundle when they first launched from the Sun newspaper that came with like every game. It came with the SNES, Super Nintendo, with every accessory and every game that was available at launch.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And my father won a car in a raffle. So there we go.
Oh, your family's won pretty good.
No, it was a friend of school, but yeah. But okay, now let's look at the incredible safety problems going on here that Ricky's sat just in the back
boot.
of the boot of the car, as we would say, without any restraints on.
We discussed, well, no, that might have been in England only, but we discussed it in the extra watch party that seatbelts were more of an advisory
At the time.
thing than a compulsory thing.
That's right. Oh,
That's a nice shot.
It is. The cinematography in this is just wonderful.
It does make small, like, summers in the countryside seem grim.
It does. What I'm quite liking here, though, is you've seen Clark's quite respectful of Ricky because most of us would be tempted because Ricky's saying to him, "You don't get to go for picnics like this in Metropolis." And it's like, Clark, like, I grew up here, Ricky. I was actually here longer than you've been alive. I would go for picnics like this all the time as a child.
Oh, God, not the potato salad again. She's still trying to...
It's turned green this time.
Dog food?
That's right. Well, there are actually people who are paid to test pet food and
dog
eat
food
it in factories. Yeah, cat food and dog food.
I'm ashamed to say I've eaten some dog food as a kid. I was dead, and I did.
Bet you wish you didn't.
That's... Yes, I really wish I didn't.
It's a lot of people here commenting on the fact he's got the reddish sort of cape jumper behind him with the yellow S on it. And Mad Matt, that's a good point. He prefers the dog food. What does that say about Lana's cooking?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. No one likes her potato salad. We know that for sure.
She keeps trying to bring it everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
Really good on my athlete's foot, though. Like, really clears it up.
It's like that episode of Simpsons where Homer's got that giant sandwich he keeps hiding behind the radiator. That's her and potato salad.
The old station wagon.
Yeah. Now here's a cool bit where we are seeing the. It's weird though they've put the wavy lines by his ear
the wavy lines, the Bluetooth.
Ricky's licking the, sorry, not Ricky, Buster's licking Ricky's blood off his forehead. So we have to assume that Buster's being a good dog here because he's ran off to get help for Ricky. Would that rock not have also caused a problem if the combine harvester hit it?
I imagine so.
Now, something that's always struck me about this scene is we see, I mean, it's great effects of him flying over the corn. Right? Look at the look Superman gives the driver of the combine harvester in a second. Literally like, you scumbag.
Yeah, you son of a gun. Maybe it's because the driver was like, hey, what's going on?
But there you go, obviously the dogs ran off, or it's just gone through the combine harvester.
Yeah, the dog already got minced up. It's going to be in tomorrow's shreddies.
Yeah. I think Superman, yeah, exactly. The chat's saying he gives him a dirty look, and I don't get why he would, because it clearly wasn't the guy's fault. It would have been a pure accident.
Oh, PSAs.
Mind you, this is the most mum thing ever. The most mum thing ever. Mum licking something to your face with. Like, Sharon, I know you're clearly, Sharon, obviously you're a mother, as we know. Have you ever done with your kids the whole licking a tissue or a bit of something going, wiping their face when they were little? Good God, yes. You're a monster, Sharon. You're a monster. Blaine Hodge says, couldn't you have just picked up the kid without destroying the farm machine? True, he's probably done quite a lot of damage to that combine harvester by jamming it.
That's fine.
Wow. Sharon still does with her 11-year-old. Wow. Now, this is the most elaborate, one of the most elaborate ways of manipulating his way into the building. I can only guess that he's profiled the security guard here to gain access. I think this goes deeper, because how does he know the one thing that would convince the night watchman to let him in? Like I say, they've profiled him because they know the one thing that will convince the security guard. Yes.
Booze.
Exactly. Anthony says that there is a little too much plot convenience having Brad be the security guard. Him being the security guard is fine, but it's literally, he knows exactly what it would take to get him in there. Unless he just assumes everybody in Smallville is an alcoholic. Because they drink to
forget the pain.
It's the pain of living in a dead-end
America.
Town, yeah.
Look, their only two pastimes are running over small children with combine harvesters and drinking, and of course bowling. But recently, the bowling alley has had to go under repairs because some Herculean child has destroyed several of their pins.
And the machine behind with the bowling ball.
Yes. Because Canada.
Lizard Man has a question. Where did they get the giant foam hat? Well,
I never leave home without mine.
The office has probably got random assorted. Well, look, if you look at the hat stand in the office, it's got like a football on it, maybe.
Is that not a boxing apparatus?
I don't know. There was a hat stand. And now we see another piece of infamous product placement. Apart from Clicks vending machines, again, but not that. We see a Kentucky Fried Chicken shopping bag behind the door. Never
leave home without mine.
Immortal Room is saying Smallville, I imagine, would be so boring. I guess would explain all the drinking, which would make a flying plot point on Superman and Lois. What I will say is, anyone who's seen Superman and Lois the first season, the amount of red wine that Clark and Lois drink throughout the first season.
Like I said, you gotta drink your boredom away.
And there's a carton of carnation milk on the desk behind him that's not in the fridge. You see it by the wall. That's going to be tasty.
How elaborate is this, like, computer security setup?
It's rather elaborate that it requires 2 people, but I don't understand I don't understand the computer security, right? So, or explain saying, why doesn't he move the boxes together, right? But from a computer security point of view, if we break it down here, okay, it takes 2 keys to be inserted at the same time to turn the computer on. Okay, I'll go with that. But have both keys lying by the machine at the same time? Surely it doesn't stop again. If someone was intending to break in and misuse the system, which is obviously what it's intended for, you scupper it if 2 people intend to misuse the system at the same time.
Yeah, it's just bring a friend. Use the buddy system.
Yeah. Because remember, burglars walk in single file to hide their numbers.
It's true. And there's always honor amongst thieves. I swear that's the saying.
And there's a connection to the film The Batman in this, which I'm going to explain in a moment. We're going to do one of Andrew's connecting the universes that I'm going to tell you in a minute.
Tie everything together.
The Batman, the new Batman film, takes place in this universe.
Oh.
So who can beat me to it? And then I'll explain it.
How flippant are you going to be when you take out cash from an ATM to stand a whole step away from the machine? And why don't my American Express ATMs squeak at me like a robotic companion from an 80s sci-fi film? Pockets first, dude. Pockets first. Why are you going straight for the crotch?
Right. No, not Wayne's satellite. Nope. Nope. Right. Let's go through and explain this. Right, here we are. We now see Sandra Dickinson. Sandra Dickinson is an actress who's married to this man, and she's run up an enormous bill on her Bloomingdale's account. The actress also appears in The Batman as Dory, who is Bruce Wayne's housekeeper. So clearly, because of the enormous bill, she had to take up a job working for a billionaire to pay off this bill. It's all connected.
Who does that? just slaps grapefruit in their wife's face.
Also, how long has he been at this computer for overnight, whereby it's enough time for it to corrupt a letter that is to be delivered to someone's house? Unless it's, no, to be fair, it could be showing flashbacks of his consequences in the future. I'll go with that. I don't get this, though, why they start fighting like that, because yeah.
But that doesn't happen in your lizard man doing the
hacking in progress. Hacker man. He's a genius because he's actually operating the programming for his satellite that he's not familiar with. He's actually able to operate it without any instructions. Okay, so 75 degrees by 5 degrees longitude and latitude.
Quick, let's look up exactly where that is now.
Let's actually, can someone please, because I'm hosting a watch party at the moment, could someone please look up where 75 degrees by 5 degrees longitude and latitude would be on the Earth, please?
What was it, 75 by
5.
5?
Immortal Grimace, you're right. That red light, green light man fight would take some serious code, especially because most of them are a pre-pressed template of a silhouette against a red or a green light bulb.
It's impressive coding.
Liz Van saying, so we can do all this from a wheat farm computer. Well, to be fair, they have explained that all the computers in the company are networked.
The ocean, Andrew.
The ocean. Where in the ocean, Dom?
The closest landmass.
Yep.
What the hell is that?
Would it be near Colombia?
Doesn't look like it. My geography isn't perfect, but I don't think...
Anyone else wants to have a go? It's 75 degrees by 5 degrees are the coordinates.
I think Spitsbergen is a place that's going to be in Colombia.
He's destroyed the Spitsbergen coffee crop. But I do love the 80s. I love the 80s excess of... Right, so he's... So, okay, thank you. So Alex has posted it. So he has destroyed by Fort Wayne, in between Indiana and Fort Wayne by Dayton. Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Oh, see, I did 75 by 5.
Oh, dear. Oh, it could be the ocean, too. That's right. The coffee crop of
Illinois.
Of Fort Wayne will be destroyed.
Given that I've been drinking coffee all this time and the only other beverage I have is diet soda, I feel...
Which is what I'm drinking at the moment. Diet soda.
I feel called out. Oh, my bad.
And if it was the other way around, he'd be destroying somewhere in the Indian Ocean as well. That's what you've got, Dom. So either way, it's not good.
You miss. Definitely necessary.
Now, this is, I think, the first time in any of the Superman films, or the only time, I think, in them, where we see a flashback sequence. So we're seeing Superman make things wet and dry.
It's impressive powers.
He's a carpet shampooer. Because we saw him make the power station, the chemical factory, wet. Oh, right. Alex Peacock says he actually found part of Colombia with those coordinates. Oh, there we go then. Near San Pedro Tomila, Colombia. Wow.
My excuse for not finding it is that I am not a genius, nor geographically inclined.
great bit of trivia here from Anthony. The woman playing the wife of the competition winner is actually the waitress at the diner in Superman 2. That's probably why she was so happy to win because they lived like in Alaska from where it appeared. She was probably quite happy to win a holiday somewhere warm.
Yeah, Sharon, I was thinking that she reminds me of Frau as well.
Mm. Oh, God. Yes. Ooh. I do love the 80s excess of all this. And if you look, Websco's headquarters in Metropolis appears to be right next to what was the Pan Am building, because you can see from the long shot.
Ah, yes, the Pan Am building that lasts to 2049.
What's it called? What's the company there? It's some health insurance company. What's it called now? MetLife. That's it. MetLife has the building now. There you go. Greed. Well, I'm not being funny. The safety barrier is rather poor.
Oh, yeah.
Considering that's at the end of a ski slope.
It's okay. He casually lands and walks away.
I'm assuming that the getting into the satellite required the initial hacking from an external location. Now he's got it, he can get it from anywhere.
Of course.
Otherwise, it would have been much easier for him to just go into the computer room downstairs after hours and do this.
Do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, he clearly hacked a back door in for himself.
Yeah. Bonzi just saying, there is no way that ski landing didn't shatter his leg bones, all of them. No, Phonic, we will continue. It is silly, but it's fun, this film. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun film, though. It's not fun in an obnoxious way. It's just fun.
Yeah. It's kind of goofy.
Mm. That's a good point, Anthony. He wasn't even wearing ski boots when he came off that roof.
I love the idea that you get angry with a newspaper for winning their contest and having a global disaster happen above you. How dare you, newspaper?
Yeah, but that being said, think about the modern world. That's pretty ahead of its time. Yeah. Where everyone sues everybody over everything.
The nuts on that woman. Can you get your mate Superman to, stop saving the world and come to a birthday party?
No, do you know what I would like? Superman to turn up before the party, talk to Ricky and go, you shouldn't lie. And then just disappear and not turn up at the birthday
party. Lying is wrong.
Yeah, lying
Takes
is wrong.
back the signature and flies off.
That's it. I will be fair, this does sound prime Karen, as we would say in modern terms, from the complaining competition winners. I'll take the Supreme Court, aka I want to speak to your manager, please.
Mm-hmm.
I will escalate until I get the response I want.
Here's the compound you ordered, a giant brick of it.
Well, I do hope that it's actually inert, because a big percentage of that, I think Sparky John posted it in the Discord, the percentage, there you go, 15% of it is plutonium. So I would hope it's inert in that form, because otherwise everyone who goes near it, let alone Superman, is going to become seriously ill.
Yeah.
Oh, now we see the most evil mayor of all. Now, this mayor, the actor playing the mayor here, appeared also in a similar film, not a similar film, in a film of the 80s called Rad, which was about BMXing. And he played the evil
mayor.
With
one of the greatest soundtracks ever.
Oh, the Rad soundtrack's fantastic. But, it's on my phone, but he played the mayor in Rad. So clearly he left being an evil mayor somewhere, or left here.
Became an evil mayor somewhere else.
Somewhere else, yeah. Wanted to do away with BMXing and sponsorship.
Thunder in your heart is now in my head.
Thunder in your heart, yep.
The 1940s have called. They want their army back.
Yep.
He has a cane and everything. This is ridiculous. Different versions of kryptonite.
Again, this seems a really over-elaborate way of presenting Superman with a gift. Yep, and a few people are mentioning in the chats, we've got Immortal saying kryptonite over time can give humans illnesses such as cancer, which Lex Luthor has been diagnosed with in the comics on other media on so many occasions.
Yeah.
And Alex Peacock saying he's impersonating a rather high-ranking officer here, a 3-star general. And it's spoofing George C. Scott as Patton.
Mad Matt does have an idea. If you put the kryptonite in Lana's potato salad, no one will go near it.
No, that's true. Yeah, to be fair, it might make the potato salad mutate, and then it'd be worse.
Become a sentient potato salad.
Yeah.
You will consume me.
So if he's impersonating a 3-star general here, is he not maybe a little young for a 3-star general?
Maybe he has really good moisturizer.
I don't know. That's a really good point, Anthony. Why the hell would they try to kill him in front of a town of people who would have averted it anyway? That's true. If he'd have given him that kryptonite and he'd fallen down and died or gone, oh, as we saw him do in the other films when he was exposed to kryptonite, surely all the people there who have love for Superman would have taken the kryptonite away from him.
Yeah.
And are they saying, first off, is Superman saying, not recognizing it as it, all right, it may not be the same thing, but it looks like a lump of kryptonite. And how come none of the people in the audience in this universe, everyone seems to widely know what kryptonite is going, Superman, that's a lump of kryptonite. Get away.
You doofus. That's clearly kryptonite. Put it down.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the Super Bowl.
It does. More from us. This kryptonite in Superman 3 has a lot more in common with a red kryptonite, which kind of corrupts Superman. Another kind of KFC allusion in the film. I love the fact he hasn't even put the phone down on him. He's just dropped it on the
Throws it on the floor. I aspire to be that irritated with a phone call that I don't even hang up. I just throw the phone on the ground. So exciting, he fell asleep.
Yes. I like to cook. And I'll do some potato salad to take home with you. No, it's all right.
Yes, please take it. It keeps spawning in my kitchen. I can't get rid of it.
Perhaps you could throw my bowl of potato salad into the sun for me.
It is a weapon of mass destruction. It just keeps taking over other things. Does Betty normally call you with this?
Well, I guess, to be fair, she knew Superman was there.
Yeah.
This isn't awkward.
At all. Ooh, it's getting uncomfortable, actually.
This is the... Now, this is something on this scene I've always wondered about. Was the driver still in the truck, or had they just got him out? I think we see they just get him out. I'm not entirely sure. We see though, well, they've got someone out the car in the bottom that has run. Oh no, they've carried the guy out the truck. They have carried the guy out the truck. I'll be fair, that's quite a nice practical effect they did there of dropping a truck off the bridge into the river.
Jerks. Like, I get it. He should have got there sooner, but also, you jerks. Italy, I'd recognize it anywhere.
Yes. It must be Italy. It's got the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
The only thing Italian in Italy.
Yes. Now we're into sort of the most memorable bit of the...
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Phil's saying, someone translate what he's saying. He's saying, I have lots of lovely ornaments of the Tower of Pisa. You do know, though, that if Superman did this, what would happen is the tower would probably fall straight back to where it was again and would possibly even fall all the way over.
Yeah. What's really strange is that this morning I decided to watch Futurama for the sake of it. And there was an episode where the ship crashes into the Leaning Tower of Pisa, crashes into it again and makes it lean the opposite direction and then fall over. It's just so surreal that 2 pieces of media that I've watched today involves the Leaning Tower of Pisa getting corrected. Her push-up form is terrible.
Yeah. Mad Matt says, is Superman completely evil now? This would play better if Superman was confused and he thought the building was falling. Sorry. I kind of think it doesn't make him evil. It just makes him a jerk. It takes away his moral compass, I think is the best thing. But red kryptonite has been seen in other media to do that to Superman. It can take away his inhibitions and take away that you are a good guy, moral compass from him.
I do like that without his moral compass, he is just a jerk.
Yeah. Doug P says, and apparently that guy called Superman an asshole for straightening the tower. And now we go to stock footage of an Olympic opening on very different grade of film.
Yes, incredibly different grade of film. Yeah, this is just a dick move for the sake of it.
It is. But I kind of like that he's just a jerk.
He's just a jerk.
He doesn't make himself dictator or ruler of the planet.
He's an asshole.
Exactly. Chaos Fear, Superman was the first person to put pineapple on a pizza.
Do love the way he just smirks and walks off.
Yeah, exactly. He's not doing evil things. He's just super dick now. He's going to
just mean.
He's going to play.
I should have had that off for a while now. I love that she pretends to be stupid.
He's now running around every public bathroom and just leaving one sheet of paper on the roll.
Yeah.
Just doing really petty things. Lizardman saying, well, I guess the Olympics are cancelled now. Well, strangely enough, with the Olympics, the Olympic cauldrons of the flame actually have an artificial igniter in them.
Probably because that happens too many times.
Similar things have happened. They had it with an arrow flight where someone had to light an arrow and it was shot and it went, but the camera showed actually went over it. They have an artificial igniter in the cauldron.
Mm. Why do you need this many maps in your office? God, can you imagine if one light bulb went out in that thing and shorted the whole circuit like a Christmas tree light?
Yeah.
Gotta unscrew each individual one, find out which one it is. Ugh. Does she have a necklace made of, like, bejeweled shark teeth?
I do kind of like the fact that Gus is now in one of their kind of matching suits that shows he's now one of kind of the minions.
We all need one of those computers.
That's right. There's a deleted line from this film I've seen in one of the editions of this, whereby it's I think it's on one of the DVD releases or a deleted scene. He explains that IBM don't have a computer like this. Immortal Rumors saying, and it runs Windows Vista. Of course it does, the most evil operating system ever created.
Not XP, what was it, a Windows Millennium Edition? ME was horrible.
ME was truly terrible.
I'll take Vista over ME.
Yeah. Nodding donkey oil pumps that have all stopped. That's a good point, Mr. Furzell. Wouldn't the captains all be like, why are we sitting in the middle of the Atlantic like this?
Good old British reliance.
Yes. This ship set feels so James Bondy to me for some reason.
It does, yeah.
Like 80s James Bond.
I am disobeying direct orders.
Yep. Mortimer says, you think they would have a manual backup for those pumps if the computer went off? But what I don't get is, right, yeah, no, I just don't get. How does she get up there as well? I'm going to assume a helicopter must have dropped her up there. Let's connect the dots again. You see him have to pick her up after she drops off when the Statue of Liberty starts walking along.
Long live DOS and Windows 3.11.
I don't get, though, why when he's being evil Superman, he has a cold.
Yeah.
If he says, I'm dead in a rush.
He also looks groggier, like he hasn't washed in a few days. His cape has less of a hue.
Well, his indestructible clothes are now dirty.
Yep.
Tell you what, the evil Superman costume looks a very similar hue to the Superman Returns costume in parts.
It does, right?
With that kind of grubby blood red cape and the darker tone of the costume.
My golf balls! This is good effects as well because it looks sturdy and metal and real. And so often in films,
it does look good. But I tell you what, it's probably not very nice for Christopher Reeve in that scene. I mean, we'll have got some on him. Obviously, they went to use crude oil. But for that, I suspect it will have been made of printer toner, like printer ink. And it's like tar stuff. It's horrid.
God, that would have been rough. Oh God, it's the creature in the raft segment from Creepshow 2.
Do you know what I would have liked, though, if when he was flying away, he'd just turned back and set the oil on fire with his laser vision? Exactly, Doug P. I was thinking of Skin of Evil, which is what they used for
Star Trek episode.
Yeah, good point, Anthony. There's a deleted scene whereby Vera is reading a book and thinks she's eating chocolates and just to some stuff in her ears while she hears them having Superman fun time next door. And Immortal Room says, Aquaman will be wanting to have a word with Superman.
I just keep thinking of the aquatic character in The Boys and how he's the running gag of the whole thing.
And now we go to petrol stations in 2024 across the world. 2022, actually. The current
2022,
year. Yeah. Now we see what happens with the. Yeah, what do you do when a guy's coming over to hit you? Wind your window up.
There's another Martha. Good God, how many people are named Martha in this universe?
Yeah.
You're beating up an old man, dude. Like, come on.
It's the fact all the other men are watching and cheering.
Yeah. Ooh. Schlong of steel. Anzi, I think the oil-spilled
now,
creature
sorry,
in...
quick, Dom,
Oh,
quick,
go
Dom,
on.
sorry. I have to stop just for a second there. That's clearly
Yes.
shot in the UK, that cafe. Because there was a large thing of British-style sausage rolls
Oh my God.
on the counter behind him. Sorry, I just noticed that there. But they were
There
proper
is a
British-style
place...
sausage rolls.
There's a place here in Vegas, I think it's called like the Cornish Pasty Co.
Yeah.
It's a franchise, I think, but it does sausage rolls. I found them. They're not the same. They're not quite as fluffy and delicious as Greg's sausage rolls.
No. But they're not something you get in a common burger bar.
No,
In the
certainly
States,
not.
or a diner. A big plate, a big dish of British-style sausage rolls on the counter. I just find set dressing to be quite interesting, where you can tell where they've shot it in the wrong country and they've got something not quite right.
Yeah. And it's always super obvious to us Brits because it's so close to the US, and yet there are certain things that are so very different.
I'm sure someone's going to post a picture to answer Sharon. Sharon's saying, what is a UK sausage roll and why can't we get it in the US?
It's too delicious.
Basically sausage meat wrapped in
Pastry,
puff
puff
or short
pastry?
crust pastry. I'll just post one in the... That's it. That's British sausage rolls. And they, for some reason, you guys don't have them the same as us.
Oh, they're great.
It's not hot dog meat.
Sausage rolls in Canada, eh? May have to take a few trips up there and stock up.
Yeah, that's true. We're more from saying if Brainiac was in the film, he could have taken over all the computers. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is that might have played a bit better now with kind of linking the internet into it.
Oh, there we go. There's the scene I was waiting for. Now I need to have my shot of...
Oh, yes, Dom. Just the one, Dom.
Just the one. It's still like daytime for me. It's almost 2 p.m.
Starting late today.
I was going to get the peanuts to throw around, but Andrew forbade me.
Yes.
Cheers, everyone.
I don't you be turning evil.
Turning?
Sharon wants to know what was that you had a shot of? It's Johnny Walker Red Label, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Superman
Red Label.
Drinking.
Oh God. Yeah. I have much better whiskies in the house, but I had to be thematic.
Now this is feels like a sort of shot in Calgary type scene. They're keeping the camera so low down. You see deliberately, you can see the skyline is very sparse. I'd be ignoring Ricky too, even if I wasn't poisoned by corrupted kryptonite. I'd be ignoring Ricky at the moment.
Little lying git.
Yes.
You're just in a slump.
Well, Onzi's saying, how did they do the heating, the mirror effect, and won't it shatter into the warp like that? Well, maybe if we assume he's drunk, he's corrupt, he's not fully in control of his powers, he's staggering a bit, he couldn't bring his heat vision up to full power immediately, so it gradually heated it, which caused it to melt rather than... It's strange how his boots are considerably darker. Now, this is something that I think is one of my favourite things this film. My camera's gone blurry. Can I just sort this out? Let me fix that.
Never drink and fly, people.
Never drink and fly. This junkyard was actually filmed by Pinewood in the UK, Pinewood Studios, but all the cars we see in here are brought over from America. There are no British cars in the junkyard, which is quite impressive piece of set dressing.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been cheap.
Oh, welcome. I can see Seamus McCallaghan has just joined us in YouTube chat saying, I'm a little behind in the party, but I spent most of my life in the rear backwards seating of my grandmother's station wagon. Well, we're happy you survived.
Well, how am I going to do this now?
Snap. I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah, I do. This is probably the best scene of the film, though. I mean,
Definitely, yeah. This is the highlight. This is when I think of Superman 3, this is the scene that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Apart from the other scene, which haunts my nightmares.
Oh, this scene's so good. There's some bits in it. This bit really scared me as a kid as well, because it was like there's a moment in it when I was a child, and for years I actually thought he had killed Clark. And in a specific bit of it.
Yeah.
And I'll point out the bit where
he goes into a certain.
Yeah, well, the thing is, people are saying not sure what's going on. Is this what synthetic kryptonite does to people? I don't know. I mean, could it be taken this is a mental battle he's got going on?
That's what I, as an adult, believe. Danger, acid. God, I hate falling into giant vats of acid like that.
Giant uncovered vats of acid that they have in a. Whew.
My suit, jacket.
Just his jacket, not even his trousers.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a few traumatic scenes in this film. We'll not talk about the other one yet, but Immortal Rumor says, this scene, I like to think that Superman as Clark Kent after the split is really fighting Bizarro more than Superman 4. It is like a kind of a Bizarro version.
Milton Keynes, eh?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so, Seamus. I think that's a little unfair. He's saying everything in this movie screams Canon Films, money, scam budget. Not this one. This one's got fairly decent effects at the time. Superman 4.
Yeah. Superman 4 is definitely a different beast, but I'd say that this doesn't feel cheap. There's a lot of things that they took a lot of care with. The flying scenes especially, they look good.
I mean, again, the practical effects on this kind of stuff is quite good. This fight scene's excellent.
Yeah, the stuff feels heavy. Metal feels like metal. It doesn't feel like plywood or cardboard. Oof. Getting claustrophobic just thinking about it.
Oh.
Oof. Was that a sign that said fun in the background?
Possibly. So, I mean, we can see Clark does have some of, if not all of, the Superman strength he should have.
Yeah.
If he's able to reverse a hydraulic sort of press.
It's probably he's not used to being punched with that same force. It happened with the Zod crew, but...
Yeah. I like the fact Superman's just kind of stood there for this to happen.
Just played horseshoes with him with tires.
But then again, I like Superman's response, which is just to smash his way out rather than just fly out of there. I will say, though, certain elements of this do appear to be a little recycled from the Superman 2 street fight.
Yeah. So what, these movies, well, not this movie in particular, but movies of the time, made me think manhole covers were so light.
Yes.
God, they are not.
No, they're not. So this is the scene now where I thought, as a child, that Superman had actually killed Clark. He puts him into a crusher-type machine, and we see him scream, and then we see various debris come out on a conveyor belt. And I thought that was supposed to be Clark's remains as a child, which was really dark.
That's the peculiar thing, and that may be why this film gets the reputation it gets. It starts off so jovial, lighthearted, and you have people falling off of buildings and landing on skis and being fine, and then you have this and things later, which are just traumatizing. It's total whiplash.
It looks like there's squishy stuff on there. I thought it was like bits of meat from him being crushed by the big thing.
Oh god, he's crushing it. Yeah, there's the screaming.
It's the scream. Now we see like lots of little bits of chopped up debris coming out the crushing machine. Like that. I thought there were bits of like him in there. But no. But now this is one of my, in all superhero movies ever, this is one of my favorite moments ever. Not this bit with him choking him, but the kind of reclaiming Superman.
Yeah.
That we see in a minute. I think this is absolutely iconic.
That was some good imposing as well, having two versions of him on the screen at the same time. And stands tall. How does that musical sting not make you smile?
Well, Lizardman's saying, I'm very confused. Well, look at it this way. He's beat his inner demons is the way I would view it.
Yeah.
And now he's going back to
fix his mock-ups.
Yeah.
I'd prefer if he had a giant straw and just...
Yeah. Apart from that, tank of crude oil is now absolutely useless because it's got fish and pelicans and dolphins swimming around in the tank. He's blown in. Yeah.
But again, these effects are great. I don't think he's just staring really awkwardly at wood. That effect wasn't that great. The superimposing there isn't perfect.
He's just flown past the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. The building was diagonally next to the Pan Am building in the long shot earlier.
Maybe he missed it and he had to like circle back to get it. Maybe his turning cycle is similar to a giant truck.
I do find it really strange that this bit's just been recorded by Vera and not Ross.
Yeah.
Who's the mastermind. What did you think they were going to do? So the question is, how did they get where they are now? Why
with the donkey?
With a donkey, with them as well. And someone, 4 donkeys. And these balloon chair things.
The little propeller on the back. Oh, I love it.
He's clearly got at least one helicopter at his disposal. Why waste all this time and not just have the helicopter drop them outside the cave the same way as all the equipment was delivered?
Because they're Machiavellian villains and they have to do really awkward stuff.
But again, you can see that's not Metropolis. It looks so flat, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, Lizardman, it does feel
spot on.
like a cheap Bond villain.
It does feel like cheap Bond, like A View to a Kill kind of.
You'll never stop me, Superman. Pinewood Studio.
Does it get HBO? No, that's extra.
Femputer. Yeah, I watched that episode of Futurama today as well. Who left the booze on it?
Lorelai does have some great lines in this, though.
Hmm. How did the last people on Amazonia die? Crushed pelvises.
Sparky John speaking about the Batman cameo in Superman 3. Well, it's not really a cameo, it was a set prank, wasn't it?
Speaking of Batman, this whole set piece, this collection of scenes feels very similar to the 60s show.
It does a bit. I mean, this bit here with him fighting all the missiles, etc. The amount of work and money that Webster must have spent, like on buying these missiles and digging up the desert and putting all these enormous rockets everywhere in the desert.
Ah, yes.
I don't... Is it Webster wants to control the entire world? He wants to control all the money in the world because he's spending what must be hundreds of millions, if not billions, on all this infrastructure to kill Superman.
What's the point of having money if you can't spend it? Also, who cheers this much for someone losing at a video game? Quick, type in up, down, left, right, BA, start, right. And you'll get more rockets.
That's right, Doug. The computer sequence was made by Atari, and there was going to be a Superman 3 arcade game at one point, but that... Oh, God. This big rocket. I think one of the problems I've got here is some of this is very similar to the... it's similar to the original Superman films kind of fighting in the desert stuff, where he's chasing a missile, especially with the big rocket. This is kind of cool, though, where he just kicks them. Sharon, we are, but it's a way off. She wants to know if we're having a Superman 4 watch party. We will be, but that will be not for a while.
Thank the gods. I'll have to resupply on my...
Yeah, in fact, it's so bad I'm being punished. I'm not going to be here the week after it. It does. Mad Matt, you're right. It looks like Thunderbird 2, that big rocket.
Yeah, I was about to say Thunderbirds. I was getting Thunderbirds vibes.
Immortal Room is saying, I imagine arms dealing would be part of Webster's portfolio, possibly even a weapons company, I guess.
Yeah.
Fraglord is saying a Supergirl watch party would be better. Well, guess what? Not next week, the week after. We're watching Supergirl.
How dare you harm a poor innocent burro? They're lovely creatures.
With Supergirl, though, everyone, just a warning in advance, I will work out what the best copy of the movie is, and I will publicly get on the socials and to state the runtime of the edition, because there's a couple of cuts of it, so I'd rather make sure we get the right one for you guys. Otherwise, the watch party will be a little difficult. James Haley saying Clive Mantle is Nuclear Man Mark 1. He certainly is.
Oh, God. The Superman 3 video games.
That guy's gone, lady.
As a computeromatron person, Andrew, have you ever looked at a thing you've created and referred to it as your baby?
No.
Oh, you clearly haven't made your magnum opus then yet.
Well, even my PC that's next to me, which you've seen, has a really cool cooler on it that actually has a picture of Superman opening his shirt on it, which is really awesome. Yeah, it's still not my baby, it's just my computer. This is such a weird thing that it's encapsulated him in.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a bit of a buy here, because some people said, why is Superman suffocating in there when he can fly in space? However, he does take it genuinely in the comics. He takes a deep breath before he flies into space. So it could be he hasn't sufficiently taken a big enough breath to have enough oxygen in his system to be in there.
Is that one of the spheres from The Prisoner or something?
I don't know. It's a bit strange. And it turns back to energy. It's like an energy grid. And that, I reckon I know what that's based on. The multi-rotating gun thing reminds me of a 1970s or 80s CCTV camera from a shop. Let me see if I can find a picture of what I mean.
There you go. Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah, Immortal is saying, okay, James, I haven't taken control of oil tankers yet. And Immortal is saying it would make more sense if the bubble was made of red sun energy. That'd be good.
The man walks off, falling off of a building, but he slips and hurts his knee a bit, and he's got a limp now.
Right, I'm going to paste a commercial in the chat as well for everybody that's universe breaking. This is from the 80s. From potato, they were, well, the potato chips, I guess you'd call them, or corn snacks, with Spider-Man and Superman in the same commercial. It's true. Ow.
Ah, yes. You gotta have that little bit, that peppering of slapstick just before the nightmare fuel.
I don't get this. This is where the film really goes a bit. I'd rather this have been some kind of alien contraption where normal computer is magically sucking power into itself, which I don't quite know how that works.
He created AI.
Yeah, but I don't
Clearly.
understand how it's doing all this when all it's missing is effectively a fuse.
Electric. It's taking just electric. See, look at all the electric it's soaking up.
Yes, in Metropolis.
You have a car. Why are you on the subway?
To be fair, if Metropolis is like New York or London, would you bother driving round or take the public transport?
It's a very good point.
Yeah. Exactly, Mortimer. This is where Brainiac would have been a better villain in the film.
Yes.
James is saying, and this is why I don't rule the world. I don't have any vision. Well, I don't rule the world yet.
Give it time.
Yeah, Sean's saying, there you go again. There you go, thinking again, Andrew. Probably shouldn't in this movie. It's fun though. That's what I like. I don't mind that it's very daft, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I love that look of like, yeah, stuff you. I'm out of here. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Right, if you have a nervous disposition, I suggest you all look away quickly.
Those of you with weak hearts should leave immediately.
I mean, should this actually be an In Search of Darkness, not In Search of Tomorrow?
Oh.
Listen, man, well, this is horrifying.
I was afraid of getting static shocks from anything for fear that they would computerize me.
It's just evil, isn't it? This scene.
Yeah.
Anthony Greco says she looks like a possessed Joan Jett.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did watch the Locutus of Borg episodes of Star Trek pretty shortly after watching this as a kid.
So we see all the powers going off.
Yeah. I've decided to come back. God.
Danger level 0.
Mm-hmm.
But what's this glowing things that it's holding her to the wall with? I will say, though, I just wish the battle between Superman and the cyborg had been a little bit more than this.
Yeah.
Kind of, that's it.
Yep.
I found this scene really terrifying as a kid as well, though, because you're wondering what was happening to Superman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. The scene is relatively short.
But it's pretty terrifying.
It is, yeah, it's very terrifying.
In fact, Superman's been consumed by the computer.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And don't forget, when acid turns hot, it turns into strawberry jam.
Yes. They're jamming our radars. Raspberry. It must be Superman.
I've always wondered about these sort of stalactites above the computer as well. They do seem very inspired by kind of the Fortress of Solitude vibe, the kind of the hanging crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I was
few
thinking
people
the
saying,
reactor area
well,
from Total Recall.
We've got Sharon saying over on Discord, how about he uses his ice breath to freeze everything? And then we've got Anthony Greco saying, why doesn't he just use his heat vision? Uses heat vision on the computer. Yes.
He's out of spell slots. He can't cast them.
And it also appears in this universe, people have unbreakable legs except Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Everyone else can drop from any height and not have a broken leg, but except poor Jimmy.
Gus fell and hurt his leg a bit, but you're right, he wasn't. He didn't break anything.
just dropped from quite a height at the edge of the cave.
Even that doesn't look like polystyrene or foam.
No, I mean, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It does look, it looks great. There's nothing wrong with the sets or the production on any of this. But I just find it weird that Superman becomes hey brother with cool handshakes and stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you helped me, I'm going to absolve you of all your crimes, including the millions of people you've probably killed in the financial collapse.
Yep. So if it had Tums, it would have been fine.
I think so. And now we see Larry Lamb, a famous British actor there, who played Gavin's dad in Gavin and Stacey. Again, this is something a bit irresponsible from Superman. If he's turning diamonds into coal, he could cripple the world's diamond markets.
Every English person, whenever they're asked to do an American accent, they always go to the South. I don't know why. Yeah. But the stereotypical American accent is always something to do, like a slow drawl.
It's generic kind of daft accent. And this bit I don't get as well. Now, why does Gus do this when they refer to Superman? So two random workers offering him a job.
Coal mining.
No, operating the computer at the coal mine. Over there. This is the bit I don't understand. Why does he do this with his shirt? That implies that Gus knows about him ripping his shirt open, and
it does.
Turning into Superman. I mean, in the world, do they expect he's walking around with his suit on under his clothes all the time? I don't know.
Oh shit!
Hi, Mr. Kim.
Wait a minute. Was that Coca-Cola?
There is
That
this
shouldn't be allowed here.
Coca-Cola.
Conflict of interest.
Right, now, can anyone have a look how much this diamond ring would be worth that he's given her? Quickly Google it. Pawn the diamond ring. Okay, so she had. I mean, I don't know. Is anyone a professional enough jeweler to work out how many carats that
You found this
diamond would
fearsome
be?
rock.
Exactly. There's a few people saying Coke and Pepsi in the same film. But what's interesting is the Pepsi product placement seems to be about halfway through. There's actually been a couple of elements of. There's actually been a couple of times of Coca-Cola appearing. So I wonder if there's some kind of a weird product placement halfway through.
Yep, nice guys always finish last.
Yeah. Oh, we see a McDonald's cup there on top of the computer monitor. I do love the Lois Lane lines. I knew something was happening.
Yeah.
I'm when I got kidnapped.
But this implies that Superman doesn't care what happened to her when she was kidnapped by that taxi driver.
So it's quite cool, though. The nice little throwback to Superman 2 there, the picture of the president on the wall from Superman 2. But as we can clearly see by Superman 4, Lana Lang is no longer working for the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
So what happened? What's the untold story? That's right, James Elliott, E.G. Marshall. Alex, that's it. She pawned the new ring and is living a life of leisure.
This is reminding me of Mystic Meg and the Lottery now.
Yeah, very British thing there.
The non-leaning tower of Pisa.
That's right. I'd love this if it just got wrong and you see it fall all the way over and crush the building next to it. It's so unstable now.
Why isn't he a supervillain in a different movie? Like, come on, he's got the perfect motive.
Yeah, the supervillain, the ornament salesman.
I have you now, Superman.
Oh, but this is what I love about the Christopher Reeve films. Every one of these, you get to the end and you see the most iconic and wonderful thing. He flies and he breaks the fourth wall. He looks at you as if to say, "Don't worry, kids, I got you. It's all good." And I love
exactly.
that. Smile. It's like, see you next time, everybody. Well, everybody, that was Superman 3. And I'm going to say, as silly and daft as it is in parts, it's fun. It's a wonderful film to watch with friends. I've had a fantastic time today, Dom. How about you?
I've had a great time as well. It's been so much fun just watching this movie. Again, with friends, it's better. I enjoy the movie anyway. I know it has silly moments, but I watched it as a kid, so my nostalgia blinds me, definitely. But that's the point of going back and watching these movies you liked as a kid. You either gr- grow up and dislike them now, and you see them for you see like the flaws and the problems. But if you can't laugh and smile about them,
Yeah.
it's not that fun.
No, exactly. I think Lizardman's got it right. Just to paraphrase what you're saying here, you're not a big fan of a lot of the modern DC stuff. Neither am I. I mean, it's got a place. Maybe it's just not our Superman. But I want a Superman who is a friend, who is fun, who isn't moody, who isn't sulking. That's why I really think Christopher Reeve is the perfect Superman, and he's been the most influential Superman. I mean, even the stuff we see sometimes with Brandon Routh, I think he's pretty decent. I'll say as well, the Superman in Superman and Lois is pretty decent as well, because he's got that kind of fun stuff about him. But that's what's great about this. This film should be fun. And as for this is a family film. This is, if I was taking a family to the cinema to see a film with this versus like Man of Steel, I would pick this with a family.
Definitely.
I mean, Sharon's saying Henry Cavill, I liked as Superman, but Chris Reeve is forever my favourite. Yeah. James Hadley says Batman 66 is his era of DC. But no, this is great. I mean, the music, these films were just perfect fun. Years later, the theme is still awesome. This is Superman's theme. That's the problem. I mean,
yeah,
you can't top John Williams. I mean, everything's just perfect about it. But anyway, that's Superman 3. So next week, everybody, we will be watching, because I believe we're going to be joined by our friend Carla next week. And we are going to be watching... Anyone want to take a guess? It's a horror film.
Is it one I've mentioned today? I can't remember.
No, I don't believe it's one you've mentioned today, but it was... No, not Prince of Darkness, not Howard the Duck. No, that's not really
That is a horror film, no.
No, something from Joe Dante. No. It's going to be April Fool's Day.
Ooh.
Because that watch party will be taking place on the 3rd, and it's as close as we could get it to April 1st. So we're watching that for In Search of Darkness, which will be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. As we're finishing off with this.
A great time.
But in 2 weeks, we will be watching Supergirl, which I'm really looking forward to as well, which is going to have so much fun watching. But next week it will be April Fool's Day, so that's going to be a lot of fun, which is one I've never seen, so I need to watch it in anticipation. But as everyone's saying, everyone is just saying goodbye for the week. So everyone, be safe, look after each other, be kind, have a wonderful week. We'll see you in 7 days' time with April Fool's Day. So see you in 7 days, Dom. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.